Hello people, today I'm going to be doing the totally should've book tag. First question, totally should have gotten a sequel. Alright, the book I think that totally should have gotten a sequel is Daughter of Deep Silence by Carrie Ryan. This book was awesome, you know. It really did it was like a YA version of the show Revenge. I used to watch that when I remember watching the first season. I absolutely loved the first season. The second season of that show, I kind of just started steering away from the plot. I kind of, And then I was still trying to watch season 3, but once Daniel shot Emily, spoiler alert people, I just stopped watching it completely, but I did watch the last episode. So I'm glad at least she got her happy ending. But yeah, this book, not the exact same thing, but it still has to do with seeking revenge and a whole vendetta. And I feel like this book was so good. The ending just wasn't very satisfying. I feel like I want to know more about the main character. I want to see where she goes from here. I want to see what happens to her after the whole book and everything. Because, you know, the way it ended, it's like, I don't know, I feel like there was too much left unsaid and certain characters I wish she could have, you know, tied loose ends up. I'm not going to spoil too much about this, but definitely go pick this up, guys. And I think if you're like me and you read this, you'll feel my frustration. Like, Carrie Ryan, if you're watching this, you know, a spin-off would also be good. Yeah, spin-off, like, it could be about another character in this world, and it could maybe show them trying to find her. Okay, next question is a book that totally should have gotten a spin-off series, and that is Bad Girls Don't Die by Katie Allender. I don't usually read, like, this whole ghost, dark genre, like, this whole horror genre, but I have to say, this is one of my favorite paranormal series, one of my favorite horror series, I guess you could say. I feel like the way it ended, I mean, she sort of got her happy ending, but just, you could tell that it was still going to be a tough road for her. And I feel like there should be, like, a spin-off series talking about other people in this world. Because the way it ended, I don't know, it's just, like, I feel like there's so much more we can learn and talk about with with the whole paranormal aspect. And I really want to see what happened to her, because I loved this series so much, and, you know, the main character, Alexis, I feel like we can all connect with her in regards to, like, being different. For her, different had a whole new meaning, especially with everything she goes through in the first book in particular. It still, like, twists my stomach to think what happened in the third book, you know, spoiler alert, she was institutionalized, people. See, stuff like that gets to me when you're put into a place that you don't belong and you haven't done anything wrong. This totally deserves a sequel. Katie Allender, if you're also watching this, you know, just putting that out in the universe. Great spin-off series from this. An author who should totally write more books. For that, I feel like a lot of people would agree with this. I feel like Suzanne Collins is the author who should write more books. You know, she hasn't written anything since The Hunger Games. Like, not even a poem, people. Not even a short story. I think that she should at least... I don't think she should maybe so much write something in connection with The Hunger Games, but maybe something else having to do with, like, a dystopian world, because I feel like that's her strong suit. You know, she did a really good job with The Hunger Games. I mean, I'm not going to bring up Mockingjay, people, but that's a whole other different story in itself. Next we have a character that totally should have ended up with someone else. A Dark Element series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Alright, people, first of all, don't be confused, don't be fooled by this cover. It looks like a cheesy romance. It's really not. It's not one of those hot and heavy new adult romances. It's not even new adult. It's YA. I love Jennifer L. Armentrout. I mean, this is the only physical series that I have hers, but I have read Obsidian on my, on iBooks by her. And, you know, I was always a Zane fan. Spoiler alert, people, if you haven't read the series, I'm sorry, but I'm going to end up spoiling you here. Zane, you know, I feel like she should have ended up with him. You know, he was her childhood friend. He's been around her forever. He was secretly in love with her himself, just as she had a crush on him herself. And I don't necessarily hate the ending of the last book. I mean, I think it's okay that she ended up with Roth. At least she had a happy ending. But I really don't like how in the end it doesn't really show her and Zane so much rekindling of friendship because, you know, Zane still needs time to heal. And so, I don't know. I was a Team Zane fan from day one, so yeah, I don't like how that, I don't like it. I'm sorry, people, if you feel differently, but I don't like it. I think Roth was okay. I think the way he described him and you know, just his attitude and his jokes are funny and he's hot. But I feel like Zane is more emotionally there. I don't know. That's how I feel. Alright, next we have a book that totally should have ended differently. My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. The ending, when I read the ending, like, I knew it was going to happen in advance. Like, I had been spoiled in advance, but actually reading it, it just... I literally chucked this at the wall, people. I'm not even kidding. You're lucky this wasn't hardcover. I chucked it at the wall. And I'd seen the movie before, too, and I already knew that the movie didn't stick to the book. But just reading and experiencing so much more emotion from the book itself was... I like the movie better because, I don't know, I liked it better, to be honest. Mainly because I don't spoil it. Again, you should probably leave you should probably leave if you don't want to be spoiled about this. But yeah, I mean, the whole point, of Anna pressing that lawsuit against her parents for her own rights is because her sister does not want to fight anymore. She does not want this operation. She wants to die peacefully without having any more surgeries or being cut up. And then Anna dies, and her sister still gets the operation and lives and goes on to live her life knowing what she was trying to do, that she didn't want to live that life anymore. And her sister gave up her own for hers. That's just the saddest part of it all. I mean, it's a sad book regardless, but that's the saddest part of all of this book. I mean, Jodi Picoult, I love you. I think you're a fantastic writer, and I especially love the series, the duology, I should say, that you wrote with your daughter, Between the Lines. But this, I mean, I feel like it's a fantastic book. It's just the ending. Okay. Next up, we have a book that should totally have a movie franchise. For me, I mean, Mr. Heavenly Books, Nani, if you're watching this, I think we have the same opinion. Marked, the House of Night series is by PC Cass. This is the first book, Marked. This series, I mean, there's a lot of books in the series. I'm going to start off with that, and it's time commitment, people. I started reading this at an age I probably shouldn't have. Like in 6th grade, I think I started this series. I probably shouldn't, considering what happens literally in the first 100 pages. Within not even, like, people, like, this is a fantastic series. It's so good, and it doesn't get enough credit. It does not get enough attention. It is PC and Kristen Cast. They did a fantastic job with this series. They ended it beautifully. I'm going to be honest, people. There's like 12 books in the series, not counting the 3 novellas and other books that are along with it. But this is such a good series, people, and it so should be a movie. I mean, it's a long-ass series, let me just say that. But it's worth it. I mean, if you're into vampires and magic and, like, just such emotion, like, for a YA series, this is, like, it's very, very intense, people, let me just say that. But it almost feels real, and God, do I wish this was the real world. I would love to be a vampire in this world, but I would not want to deal with the shit the characters have to deal with. But seriously, like, movie producers, people, I know you're watching this somewhere. Please, make this into a movie. I mean, and here's another thing that I'm going to do a video on one day. I know you're probably going to cut it up, spit it out, and it's going to come up as some deformed version of what it once was. Next up, I have a book series that should totally have a TV show. Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. This series, okay, first of all, bad covers. That's another thing that why people don't write it. Second of all, yeah, the movie sucked. I mean, I remember I went with my friend Nani from Mr. Heavenly Books to go see we saw a screening of it. The screening, and that was a cool thing, because it was before they really, fixed a lot of the effects and stuff, and we got to say our opinion and everything on it we got to see it before it even came out, When it came out, yeah, they took out a lot. I'll say that much. And the movie at first I thought, oh wow, this is great. But clearly didn't do that well in the box office, and they were gonna make a sequel, Frostbite, but they didn't get enough money for that. And I think it's so sad because this series, it's such a great series. There's so much character development that goes on throughout the series. There's so much emotion. There's so much love, heartbreak, feels. And I feel like Shadowhunters is the perfect example. The Moral Instruments, that movie didn't do good, but it got a TV show. So that's why I think this is what they should do. That they should, pretend the movie didn't happen like they're doing with the Moral Instruments. And do a TV show. I think ABC Family, okay, with the way the Shadowhunters is going right now, I'm not so sure ABC Family. I think Stars would do a great job. Or in CW, that's a whole other thing, yeah. But I feel like CW might actually do a good job, just maybe, I don't know, I think they got enough vampire stuff going on right now, so. But maybe MTV. Yeah, MTV would do good. Yeah, they would do good with this. They need like, so I feel like they should have like, they have another paranormal show to compete with Teen Wolf and stuff. Yeah, this would definitely be a good thing. MTV producers, people. Again, like if anybody who's in that business is watching this, I'm putting this out there. A book or series that should totally have one point of view. Okay, this is actually something that I'm currently reading. I am currently reading this right now. And I'm like 200 pages in, but alright, this is the fifth wave. I kind of feel like it shouldn't have so many point of views, because sometimes when it's going through, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I don't know if it's the one person or the other. So it gets a little confusing at times. And I feel like they should, I don't know. I feel like maybe there should not be so many. Maybe there should just be ones with Cassie and then just like 2 other people. Maybe, because I don't know. I'm not a fan of her brother's point of view, to be honest. I don't know. I just feel like they should maybe not so much one point of view, but they should minimize the point of views. I'm still reading these people, and I'm still gonna finish it because I actually really do love this book. I saw the movie. Yeah. Once I finish this, I'm definitely gonna be doing a comparison or like a review on both, because, like me and my friend, like. We were just like laughing the whole time, just how stupid it was. Like the love triangle, people. I can't. All right, next book is a book series that should totally have a cover change. For me, I would say, it's Twilight. Honestly, they've had the same covers for like 10 years. I think 10 years is overdue for a cover change. I mean, the Moral Instruments got a cover change, but it's a totally different series and a totally better series. But, Twilight always has a special place in my heart regardless, even though, that new Twilight book that was basically Twilight rewritten wasn't that good. Still, I think maybe if, like, they changed the covers, people who, like, haven't ever read Twilight or first hearing about it, like, I think it'd be more appealing to them. Especially if there are people who've been living under a rock and have no idea what this is. I think this would also be more appealing. Because honestly, they're just too simple now. They're like boring, I guess. I mean, it's hair holding an apple. It's just no good anymore, people. Now, a book that should have kept the original covers. A book series that should have kept the original covers, I should say. That is the Percy Jackson series. This is my childhood, people. I love the original covers of this book series. Like, I think the new covers, they're very just more detailed. But I feel like the original covers, if it's not broken, then don't fix it. Like, people still read the series. I just don't think there was any need to change the covers. Okay. Now a book that should have stopped at 1. Like, a series that should have stopped at 1 book. I would say it's the Confessions of a Shopaholic series. I've only read the first book, but I still feel that it shouldn't go on anymore. We get it, she's a shopaholic, and I feel like the first book ends with a happy ending, so basically, that's just the tag. I tagged Mist of Heavenly Books to do this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye! Hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye!